Hi guys, this is David Odonai, aka ZGM Addicts. Welcome to this analysis and review of one of the most epic games we've played so far in the Chess Nigeria Online Premier Chess League 2018 season. And the game we're about to review today is the game between International Master Odion Aikhoje, aka Odirovski, and International Master Bunmi Olape, also aka Micfel. And there was quite a lot of turnout for this yesterday, in spite of the fact that a lot of people were busy watching the Champions League. So I think at one point we had about 55 people from across Chess Nigeria and Chess Africa that turned in to watch the match. So it was quite a bit of an epic of a match, because the turnout and the result, or the end, wasn't what many people expected. And this is no disrespect to the strength of International Master Olape. It's only for the fact that Odirovski is known to be a very ruthless a blitz player, and it's in his last match against International Master Dakbadu. He ran away with that match by 5.5 to half points. So, and then with a 6-0 win over Sky Deborov, everyone was expecting Odion to win this. I was expecting him to, but it seems this battle was hard fought, and turned out the way not many of us expected. So we're just going to dive straight into the games. 6 games altogether, 3 4x2, and that's 4 minutes 2 seconds increment. And then the remaining 3 games is a bullet game of 2 minutes 1 second increment. So first game, and in this game we see let's see here. So we're going to the game here. And the first move, so the first game, let me see, have we got the right game here? Let's make sure we got the right game. Okay, so International Master Odion was playing white, and he opened with knight f3. And the thing with this move in blitz is that you're not really sure what your opponent is going to play. Knight f3 can transpose into any kind of opening, even e4, d4 kind of opens, Rati, English opening, Queen's Gambit declined. So you're not really sure what's going to happen here. And sometimes if you let white do it, they can't even go with King's Indian attack. So, but International Master Olape opened with d5, just playing solidly, and then the game goes on. Okay, c6 goes kind of like a Slav setup. Odirovski attacks the d5. Yep, solid defense by black. Yep. Okay, wow. So this is closing the queen side, which means there's going to be a battle on that queen side to try and just open it. Wow. Okay, this is going to be serious. Okay, now you can see on here some of the computer moves here. So in a computer was suggesting bishop a6, trying to kind of get rid of white's powerful bishop along the line there, and making sure that he controls, black wants to control. If you look at this here, this diagonal here, so by getting rid of that bishop, he has a very big grip on white's position. Look at those holes there. Okay, can you imagine a knight sitting on d3 there? So I think that's why the computer is saying bishop a6. So let's see the next move. Okay, castling. Okay, knight moves back, so knight is looking either to move to e6 or g6, attacking the bishop. Black must be very careful not to forget, because in blitz anything can happen, not putting the rook here. So next, okay, contention. Okay, everything to get that bishop away. Okay. Wow. This is a sack. Okay. So black was planning to get 3 pawns for a piece, and in blitz, pawns in the middle that way can be very, very strong. And now bishop d6 by white to protect his only remaining pawns. Okay. Pawn push. Wow. This is just, black is playing all. This is just amazing. Now the problem with knight takes d2 is that queen takes d2, and then there's going to be a problem. Is either queen will have to play queen c1 to protect the rook, and with that pass pawn, black seems to be regaining an upper hand, especially in blitz, whereby you have to play very fast. So let's see what happened here. So I wish there was a way we can turn off these computer moves, you know, so that we can have a look at it ourselves, because though it's telling us the best moves, but I think we should be able to check it out ourselves. Now here the computer says rook a2 is the strongest move. However, in the game, I remember Odion Olape playing rook d2 attacking the knight. Now computer says knight f3, but he replied. See, so I think now that rook has to move twice. I think he should have played rook a2. So I think that's the reason why the computer was saying rook a2. So no gimmicks, no kamikaze. Okay. Wow. Wow, we're in attack. This is really serious. And the thing is that the rook is pinned against the king, which allows the next move by black, which is queen f1 check. So here a lot of things are just seem to be getting complicated for the king here. So let's see what happens. Check. Okay. Like you can see the way this knight is not protected by anything. So I think this is the reason why he didn't exchange queens, because he believed that apart from this, I mean, look at white's black's pass pawn here. Now this knight at the moment can't get into the game. You got a bishop. Okay, it's okay for this bishop, but at least with this powerful bishop, you know, gunning down this diagonal, there's every possibility that a piece might drop here, and I think that's the reason why Olape refused to exchange these pieces, knowing that by keeping it on board, he can put pressure on Odirovski. So he keeps in. So knight jumps in. So now we've got knight, you know, threatening c6, and the moment that pawn drops, the game would change. So Olape plays knight e5, which white cannot take, because if he takes, bishop takes knight. If it takes bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, and then that's a check, and that means that it still protects his pawn. He can protect his pawn on c6. So let's go back. Let's go back to what was played in the game. So knight d4. Okay. In the game that was played, check, check. Now in here is trying to exchange queens. Let me see. Should he exchange? Because if he moves the queen away, then there's all kinds of queen jumping in, and then the game can change. So in a way, I don't think he's got a choice unless he has a check, which he seems to have on e1. So he plays queen e1. Very reluctant to exchange queens with the fact that he's got so many checks all over the board, and so, like I said, anything can drop at any time. So white is really desperate to exchange queens to release the pressure on himself, but it's not accepting that. We could have a draw in our hands here, so black decides to protect the pawn on c6 with no threat to his king whatsoever. Okay, now the king, what's the king doing here? He's trying to make sure queen doesn't have access to the e2 square and the e1, so trying to keep it on the down low here. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, forcing an exchange. This is forcing an exchange. Oh, it blocks it. Well done. Oh my goodness. Wow. See the way black is maneuvering his pieces all around. My God. See now. Okay, he's attacking, trying to move over to the king side, and also attacking his c5 here. But see what that's why I come in saying queen here, trying to exchange queen and at the same time protecting this pawn. So let's see what. Okay, so he didn't play. So Odirovski decided to go a different way. Now here, this he was probably looking for every possibility either of a perpetual check, you know, or maybe picking up something. But the thing about this is that the bishop has got that line covered, so king can easily hide. But the problem now, if you look at white now, it's made itself vulnerable on f3, and you can get the king. Let me see here. This is going to be very tricky. So let's see what it plays. Check. Okay. Now there's a threat of bishop d3 here. So even if white plays queen takes pawn, there's a mate pending unless knight moves. But the question is, where will knight move where it's not likely to get picked up by a check on the king? Okay, see, bishop d3 as I mentioned, and look at that. Now something is going to drop somewhere. Now queen e3, but he didn't play that. Why didn't he play that? Let me see. Okay, it's been in his time now, so look at what he's playing, and all this played on the you know, speed chess. So don't always think, yeah, why did they play this, they play that. You have to consider the fact that this is blitz also. Okay, so that pawn goes. Okay. Uh-oh, that knight is pinned down. So this is an ending that definitely white cannot win. To be honest, the game is over here, but let's just see how the game went. Our game is, the king is just going to come into play. Now this is the end. 3 pawns against 1. There's no way he can play. So all he can fight for is just time. It's just beating time. It's a matter of time before this is decided. Now this is just winning. Let's go back here. Could he have played? Oh no, I think that was better. I was thinking whether he could play e4, but then knight jumps in here and then starts attacking here. So pawn push is better. Okay. Quite tricky. Look at that trick. Look at that. Pawn push here means that if the king takes that pawn, the knight falls. There's no check anywhere, and even if he takes one of the pawns, he's still lost. So that was how the first game went. To be honest, this was a really epic battle here. And if you look at the trick of the game here, was that to make sure you don't exchange your queens. That's one of the ways to put pressure on your opponent, because a lot of people here would have done, you know, would have wanted to exchange queens, but that would have, you know, that would have lessened the pressure on your enemy. So let's go to the second game. We're going to rush through it. So yep, Olape is playing the white now, and this is like another kind. And ooh, is he trying to switch it to the 4-pawn attack? Okay, a bit of, if he had gone for c4, it would have been 4-pawn attack, but still looks like a 4-pawn attack anyway. Good. D6, pressure on D6 now. So the question is, where are you? It's threatening. There's a piece that is about to drop. Now the problem here is that bishop is on D2. If this knight moves away, he loses his queen. Now knight could have come here, but the bishop is there, and this pawn is threatening to take that. So let's see how white responded to this move. Okay, now here he knows that by playing knight to G5, it protects his knight, but also is threatening to play knight C F7, taking one of the rooks. So we're not bad for for an exchange. So what happens? Definitely plays H6 to kick it out. Let's see. Now if immediate knight C7, no, F7, then knight here, knight F takes this, or queen can even take with a check. But that really doesn't matter, because then queen takes queen, knight takes knight, and then knight takes rook. So unless it's going to do knight takes, but even if it does knight takes knight, that knight will be pinned, because be pinned against the queen. So let's see what white played. Wow, it kicked the queen. Oh my god. Oh my god, the queen has to decide. You can't take queen takes e4 because of knight takes queen. And by sacrificing that, making that move, the queen definitely has to move. So knight takes, and then jumping to attack the rook. Fantastic, fantastic. This is so fantastic. So rook moves, and then castle. So it gets out of the way. Yeah, okay, let's see here. So definitely it's lessened. Yes, very fine. Boom. Now the battle begins to go now. Undermining D5, so that knight takes D5, and also if D takes C6, knight takes C6, that knight will be hanging. So okay, so kick the knight, keep going. Wow, that was a blunder. Rook H7 was a blunder. Okay. Wow, that is a bomb. Now if rook takes rook, there's gonna be freeway fork. Can you imagine? Rook takes rook, knight taking, and that's a whole piece up. So I think here was just resignation. So this is how the second game went to Olape. So at this point, International Master Olape was leading by 2-0, and this is the 4-2. So let's go to the last game of the 4 minutes 2 second increment. Another knight F3 D5 this time. Okay. In a way, it looks like a kind of tarot for black without the C4 from white. Trying to open the C5, get things moving, exchange of bishop. Okay. In cases like this, I would have thrown in knight D5 to, white. If I was white, I would have played knight D5 here, and then I'd bring it on, because he hasn't castled, and anything can happen. Black is already castled, and there's no threat from black at the moment on white's king. So I would have jumped in with the knight here somewhere. Let's see. Go on. Okay, so he can't take because of them pawn takes. So you see, things are happening. Okay, so at this point here, I will say bishop F2, which he is. So it's got a threat of pushing pawn to G4. So that knight will have to move again. Yep, it's moving back. See, he's decided not to castle. So black attacks, tries to create a weakness on the queen's side, and so that he can jump in, and that if he takes pawn, the queen, it's just gonna be black is really opening the queen's side. At the moment, black's king is safe, but he also has to be very careful, because now white can also take advantage of this open file. The fact that the queen, we cannot have a check on the king, and the rooks okay, so well, okay, things are becoming very epic now. You better get that queen away. Now the problem is that the knight cannot, there's no check by the knight on the king, so if that knight moves, it's losing, black is losing a piece. So okay, so what does he do here? Wow. Wow. White is now from going, with white having a bit of a open space to play its game, now seems to be in a bit of trouble now. Black now seems to be calling the shots, even though it's got a pass pawn running down there. No, this is not. I don't feel this is good for white. Look at all those pawns. Oh, that was he can't take knight takes bishop because he loses his rook, so he has to find something else. He has to go somewhere. Okay, the king. Ooh. Oh my God, black has just black has just messed it all up. White now is in control, so Odion is in control of this game now. Oh no, too many pieces are falling, and you know what? That rook is trapped. That rook is trapped. There's no way that rook is going. Oh my God, that rook is, that's like a whole piece down, and that's how we won. It came back into the game 2-1. By this time, the spectators were screaming. That was good from Odion. Okay, so we go to the 2.1, first of the 2.1 games. Okay, so that's 2 minutes 1 second increment, and Olape was white. So let's see how the game went. At this point, the game was drawn. It was at was 2-1 to Olape with 3 more games to go. We have a d4, another Aikhoje. What is this, guys, with Aikhoje? Okay, so we have a different variation of the Aikhoje now. Okay. Ooh, you dare not take it. You cannot take it. You cannot take that knight, because of, if you go queen takes knight, bam, and that the queen is gone. Gone. So let's see what really happened in the game. Knight d4, bishop takes b7 to at least get something from it. Okay, just leave it. He knows that. Okay, sometimes some people will probably take knight takes bishop, but if you really look at it, this knight has got an outpost, and that knight is more stronger in a way for now than this bishop. This bishop has only got, it's looking down that diagonal, but there's nothing there, nothing for it to really attack. But this knight's got a lot of things here, you see, controls quite a lot, and in a way it's going to be very hard to dislodge it. So let's see how the game went. Okay, so knight decides to give up his post. Let's see why that happened. Oh, you know what, guys? If queen takes knight, then bishop checks here. King moves, and this piece drops. And to be honest, even if you try to, so this piece drops, and by the time you try to trap this bishop, it's at least it's going to get a pawn out of it, and that's going to be a whole lot messier, and I think it'll be game over for white. So, and that's why he had to double his pawns. So let's go back to the double pawns. Okay. So knight takes it. So we ended up with g takes. Okay, that's good. So we've got white has got 3 isolated pawns, which means in an end game it's going to be very difficult for white to really get a hold on this game or get an advantage. Yeah, look here, black 2's got 2 isolated pawns, but the pieces for black have got a bit more room to maneuver. So let's see how the game continues. Okay, that's wow. Okay, and look at it. See these outposts here. Boom, everything just this f4. See all this side here. My God, and that bishop is, where does this knight go? Okay, knight can go, but what is he really gonna do? This bishop is quite powerful here, unless he's gonna try and get rid of it. But he has to watch out for this knight here, so he doesn't drop a piece. Okay, so where's the queen trying to go? Probably keep an eye on f4 and also see probably rook here, get something done. Let's see. Wow, rook up, queen. Oh, okay. Okay, hitting. Now it has to be very careful because there's a threat of bishop here attacking the queen, and then a piece is going to drop. So it's best can we play something? I'm just trying to see here. Let's see what black played. It's a bit dangerous. It's a bit crazy because I was thinking, no, it won't work. It won't work because the bishop takes this first. I will take this one first, and if you take this, we'll take this, and if you take this and take that, black is going to be a piece down. It's going to be a piece down. So that definitely. Okay, so we're back here. So bishop played. So white played bishop attacking the rook. So, and that's the move black played. So we're still gonna try in here now. So this is a place where I think black needs to be careful. White needs to be careful because we still have that threat of queen takes f7. Okay, so let's see what happened. Yeah, so it's saying he had to take it. He had no choice. Okay.
How can I help?
So here. Okay. Was that really good? Is that bishop not kind of trapped somehow? Oh, there's a pawn. This pawn is hanging. Because I would have said king up here, and then that will trap that bishop. So let's see. Ooh. Now this is getting hot now. This is getting hot. How did black make that mistake? Odirovski really underestimated that bishop being there and allowed the king. So this is where the game became 3-1 in favor of Olape. So we go to the 5th game. They're so used to this knight f3 d5 kind of a thing. This looks like one of those Catalan kind of pawn structures where black takes the pawn on c4 and is trying to keep it, but that's not going to work because okay, pam 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 pam. This is becoming so tricky now. Oh my god. So now white is 2 pawns down already, and look at that. There is knight takes c3. Oh, this is just the end of this. Oh my god, that was just a mistake. Under pressure, just blundering under pressure. And yes, he couldn't play rook f8 here and contend because of his bishop. So and those pawns are just marching. Oh, this is just too much. It's lost, completely lost, completely lost, and there's no check. No, that was so quick. And let's go to the last game. I was chatting with Odion after the game, and I think he just said it was one of those days. He was just having probably an off day. We hope he can come back strong in his next game. Okay, another e4. Aikhoje. I mean, we have seen the only defense we have seen against e4 in this game has been the Aikhoje. Okay, but different variations of the Aikhoje. Okay, there we go. That variation has changed. This is not what they played there before. Okay. Oh. Okay, okay. I thought that was gonna. That looks strong. And you know what? When I saw this movie, I just saw, you know what? He's already leading. I think he was leading 4-1 at this time, and I just thought, you know what? Might as well, end it with try and end it with the bebe. But I think Odion at some point, looking at those 2 points, knew he had to give it back. He had to give it back because those pawns will march. He knew he had to give them back. He had no choice. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Can he push pawn? Can he push that pawn? Okay, rook takes. Okay. Oh my god, he just dropped that piece. I think at this point it didn't really matter. Olape was already winning the match, and it was just powerful because what could he play here? Even if he plays bishop b3, and then it will be rook takes pawn attacking queen. It's just going to be all that messy. So the game ended 4-2 in favor of the Undertaker, and it was quiet. That's when people knew that, you know what, this league is unpredictable and can be won by anyone. Now after this game, Olape took the leadership in the league, on the league table, but I'm telling you, this league is far from over. Anything can happen, anyone can win. So thank you guys for joining. I know we didn't really have as much in-depth of analysis, only because it's Blitz and we need time to do other games, but just wanted to show some things. There were quite a lot of some tactics that were missed in there, but you can always get access to the PTN yourself and go through them if you like. So this is ZGM added, signing off on to the next game. Today we have another epic match today between International Master Dapsy and FIDE Master Dabi. That's going to be great, and I hope that I'll get time to do a bit of a review on it. Okay, thank you guys for joining, and I'm signing out. Thank you. God bless.